So this is the Soundpeats Pop Clip and this is the Soundpeats PearlClip Pro, and it's nice to see that the market is slowly getting even more open style earphones, because a lot of people have been known to prefer this than having a sealed earphone, of course. Thank you to the folk at Soundpeats for making this review possible by sending me these demo units. All thoughts and opinions are my own. So let's jump quickly into how these are built. Well, both of them do have a slightly different finish, of course. Now, one thing I do want to mention, this is not a comparison video of these two earphones. They are both their separate entities at different price ranges. So, of course, if you are in the market for looking at picking up one of these, hopefully this review will give you a better understanding. So coming back to the build of these, well, you get pretty much everything you need in the box. You get the case, you get the earphones, no extra ear tips because these don't have ear tips. You do get the charging cable. You also do get the literature as well as some nice little stickers that come along in the box. Now, when it does come to the cases alone, coming to the case of the Pop Clip, it does have a nice matte finish all around it. It does have the Soundpeats logo at the back that is part of the hinge support, and below that you will see the USB Type-C charging port. Now, one thing I really do like about this is it does have a sync and reset button on the side. This is something that a lot of brands are just putting away and not including on their cases, but this is certainly something that should be on every TWS case, because this is the best way to factory reset your earphones or sync them, and it usually sorts out all problems with earphones if you do face any. Then, of course, when you pop it open, you will see here the difference written here. This is Soundpeats tagline, of course, with all of their products, which is cool. And of course, you will also see the earphones in the case. Now, these earphones in particular do have a familiar look to them with the Soundpeats brand on one part of the earphone, of course. And it does have this C-shaped support that sort of holds around your ear. And it does have the open speaker here on the side, or should I say the earphone outlet that will push sound towards your ear. You will see the charging points, of course, on the other end of the earphone. And what's nice about this is it does have a tactile button. This does not function on touch controls. It functions on tactile buttons. So I really do like that it's got this little physical click. It's a nicer way to avoid accidental taps and touches, of course. So it's nice that they've included this on these earphones, of course. Moving on to the PearlClip Pro, this does have a very different finish. It is kind of glossy, but it does have a nice color to it. So it does have this metallic shine under the gloss, which is quite smart. And of course, you will also see the Soundpeats brand at the back on the hinge. I do wish that they kept it either on the top or the front with both of the earphones, because these are, of course, the brand names. Then you will see the USB Type-C charging port at the back, which is nice. And the front of it does have the LED light for notifying you about the battery level, as well as if it's syncing with a phone or in sync mode. And it does have a little interesting button here. This is the sync and reset button, and I didn't realize this until I actually spent a little more time with it. So you can sync and reset your earphones with this button, which is of course quite cool. Moving on to the earphones, when you open the lid, of course, you will see these earphones in the case. Now, immediately you will be able to tell the difference between the build quality of this and the Pop Clip, because this does appear to have some sort of a rubberish matte finish, which is definitely quite comfortable to wear around the ear. Moving on to the earphones, when you do open the lid, you will see the earphones in the case, and immediately you notice that there is a difference in overall fit and finish. This does appear to have a rubber sort of C-shaped ring around it that the other one doesn't have. So this is definitely a little more comfortable to wear. And of course, when you take it out, you will see a much cooler design, because of course this does have, you know, this sort of teardrop shape on either side, one being larger than the other. Now, one side will connect into the case to charge, and the other, of course, does have the driver on it, so it will push in directional sound towards your ear. Now, this does have touch controls on the side where the speaker is, so you can tap and touch to control this, of course. And the other side, of course, is the contact point for where you put it into the case to charge. It will not fit the opposite way. You have to slot it in a particular way, and you know that as soon as you put it back into the case, of course. And this does have these little open sections here where the speaker is, and this part of it is reflective. So it does have this reflective part on both sides, which is a nice contrast with the rubber section as well. So it is definitely, I'd say it's a comfortable set to wear. In fact, both of these earphones have been pretty comfortable to wear, because they don't pinch at the ear. They just sort of sit very gently. So they just sort of loop around the back of your ear, and they're pretty comfortable to wear. So much so, I have sometimes forgotten that I've been wearing these, because I can also hear my entire environment around me while whether these are paused or whether they're playing audio, I can still hear everything around me. And that is the beauty of the open style earphone. Moving on to the features of these earphones. Well, one does have tactile buttons and the other does not. It has touch controls, but I will show you what's in the apps, because you can do a whole bunch more on the apps. Well, kind of a whole bunch more. So this is a Pop Clip, of course, as you can see, and you can see the battery levels of the earphones and the case, which is cool. Now you can also click on the burger icon, which will take you to the device information and firmware upgrade and also. I did make sure that this does have it's already got a firmware upgrade. What do you know? That's pretty amazing, because I was literally using this, I think maybe yesterday, and thinking, it does have Bluetooth instability issues at times. It's intermittent, it's not very regular. It's definitely not as glitchy as the previous set of Soundpeats earphones I used. So it's pretty amazing to see that they've literally just come out with this update. It means they're being very active about this. So I will upgrade this, and I'm pretty sure it will sort it out. That is very cool. Dear user, this update optimizes Bluetooth stability. We recommend you to update. Fantastic. I think Soundpeats is being a lot more proactive about making sure that a lot of their devices are a lot more stable now. So kudos to Soundpeats for that. And then it does have the firmware upgrade, device information. You can reset it from here, and if you don't want to use the sync and reset button. It does have the find earbuds option, so you can beep these, of course, with the left and right one. I don't know why it's showing that I'm not over where I am, but anyway, that's one thing. It does have the option for prompts for different languages. Now, one thing I do like is that it does have the prompt volume adjust. So some prompts with some brands are just too loud, and they should all, I think, adopt this. The fact that you can play around with the prompt volume is a very good feature to have. And another thing I do want to mention is to use the app, I did have to log in. There was no option to sort of skip the login. It was sort of insisting that I punch in my email address or email address and log in or sign up. So if you're not okay with that, that's something to keep in mind. But you can use the earphones without the app, of course, but it is something to keep in mind. I know a lot of people don't like sharing their private information. Anyway, moving on, it does have a separate game mode, of course. This does play around with the sound. It does give it a bit more space, I'd say. It's a bit wider. And movie mode also, it does become a bit louder and a little more forward. I think it works similarly with both. And of course, it does have a dynamic EQ. Open style earphones usually have this option to boost a lot of the lower frequencies, because usually with it off, it sounds very thin. So I usually have this on all the time. Moving on, it does have custom key options, which you can, play around with, volume up and down, and so on and so forth, as you can see on the screen, as I'm showing you on the screen share. So it's cool that it does have all these features, and you can really customize it to the kind of setting you want. Then you can, of course, go on to the equalizer mode, and this is where it gets a little fun, because you can actually play around with different EQ modes, which is great. And I like that it has a My EQ mode. It does give you an 8 bands to play with a plus minus 6 dB gain. So good enough control. But I mean, you are restricted by the driver to a certain extent. But what's cool is you have this adaptive EQ option. Now, this is something I would recommend you do in the still of the night. It's super quiet. You go into this and just do the test, because you have to do it when it's very quiet. And it'll try and figure out what your how you listen to your audio at different frequencies. So once you do the adaptive EQ and it does the test, chances are you're going to like how it sounds with that. It's going to come alive. It's going to sound a lot richer, which is of course quite cool. So that's pretty much everything you can do with the Pop Clip. And now I'll move on to the PearlClip Pro. Now, for some reason, sometimes this image doesn't sort of highlight. It's just kind of grayed out, but the earphones are working. In fact, I mean, music will play back. There are times when it lights up, there are times when it doesn't, but it's not really been an issue. It does show you the battery levels on the earphones and the case as well. And then you, of course, do have all the other features here. So you can disable the touch controls. Now, this is the thing with touch controls. The tactile buttons usually don't have accidental taps, but these do. So it's good that they've got this disabled touch mode. This also does have the custom key options, and I really like that they've got the volume up and down. I think every earphone should have this volume up and down option. Game mode, previous track, next track, all the usual stuff. So it's cool that you can customize these, of course. And of course, it does have the game mode. Now, with the game mode, it does give you more better sense of being more spatial. And the thing is, open ears style earphones usually do have more of a sense of being open, in the sense your stage usually sounds a bit wider. So game mode does enhance that. And movie mode also does seem to take a slightly louder step in that direction. And it also attempts to give you a wider stage, of course. Now, this also does have dynamic EQ, because it needs to boost that lower frequency to give you a more balanced sound, or should I say more emphasis on the bass, because the driver is so far away from your ear and there is no seal. So I've usually had it on, of course. And then you do get this burger icon. So again, device information over there, firmware upgrade. This one is on the latest. I did upgrade this fairly recently, maybe a week ago. And of course, it does have the reset option, find my earbuds option, so they can beep and squawk for when you want to find them. And the prompt tone volume adjust I really like with the other Soundpeats devices as well. And then of course you get the same stuff like you do with the Pop Clip. My EQ with 4 bands to play around with, plus minus 6 dB gain, and you do get the different EQ modes, and adaptive EQ is the way to go with this. So that's pretty much what you get with the apps when it comes to both these devices. And when it comes to the other features, well, these do have microphones in them. So if you do need to take a call or you need to talk to your gaming buddies, of course, you can use that. Now, I don't know exactly how many microphones these have, but they do have some form of AI handling a environmental noise cancelling mode. So when you're talking to your recipient, it should be able to isolate the noise around you so that you isolate your voice around the noise so that your recipient can hear you much better. So here's a quick demo to show you how both of these earphones will sound to a recipient in a very busy setting. So I'm calling you from the usual busy street I do all of my call tests from, just to give you a sense of how much these earphones are going to be battling with the environmental noise cancelling, because of course this is a lot to deal with. There are two-wheelers, four-wheelers, three-wheelers, some trucks with pressure ons as well, and some construction work going on over my left shoulder across the road, which has been never ending. And this street is literally about maybe 8 feet away from me, so it's definitely going to be a lot of load on these earphones to handle. So I will switch over to the Pop Clip microphone right about
now, so that you can understand the overall vocal tonality that it will be pushing out toward you. Now, no doubt, this is the worst kind of situation you can be in. If you are using these earphones in an office or at home where it's not so close to a main road, if you're going for a walk, this will definitely sound a lot better in that kind of controlled environment than it will here. But this is anyway how the Pop Clip will sound. And I'll switch over to the Pearl Clip Pro right about now. So, same setting. It's still very busy around me. And something tells me that the PearClip Pro, being a more serious or pro variant compared to the Pop Clip, should do a little bit better. They may be using slightly better hardware. They might be using slightly better software as well to ensure that it isolates my voice over all the noise around me a little bit better than the Pop Clip. But you are sitting in the viewer seat, so you'll be the best judge to see how it sounds for a recipient. So this is something I don't review beforehand. So let me know in the comments which one you think is better and which one suits you better, of course. And I will see you back at the studio.
When it comes to battery life, I'm not a very heavy user. I will not usually do more than 1.5 to 2 hours of listening time on any earphone. The thing is, with this, you can go a little longer because your ears are open, so your ears are breathing. This is a healthier form to listen to your music for longer periods than with a sealed set of earphones, of course. But I've usually not gone over the 1.5 2 hour mark, and these are new, so I don't expect them to perform differently compared to the claimed time that Soundpeats has claimed. And I think both of them should do about 6 to 8 hours on the earphones alone. With the case, they'll obviously stretch that much further out. So at least when they're new, they're going to be good performers. Expect battery depreciation to happen after maybe 8 months. The batteries will diminish over time, so you will not get the same claim times when they were new as compared to when they are 8 or 12 months old, of course. Moving on to the sound of these earphones, well, here's where it gets kind of interesting, because the open style earphone is something that has been attempted by a lot of brands over time. In fact, I think even now there's a lot of people who started doing this, because I think a lot of people who are into sports, or they want to go for walks, or they just want to be aware of their surroundings when they're out, or even when they're at home doing their chores. People like to know what's going on around them. These are the kind of people who are really picking up these open style earphones, and I myself have never really liked it until now, because I've actually spent a lot of time with both of these, walking around my house and just doing regular stuff, getting to know them. And honestly, it's amazing that I can be present when I'm doing stuff at home, as in taking my notes while listening to these, as well as interacting with people at home or getting things done. It's been a cool experience because I don't have to take a earphone off and that kind of stuff. But coming back to how these sound, well, overall they've been a nice listen. And the thing is, I was expecting there to be a lot of glitches with these, because I have had these issues with Soundpeats before. But like I said, they seem to have pulled their socks up pretty quickly when it comes to handling their glitches with these products. I've really not had any. And the one issue I did have, which was Bluetooth issues with the Pop Clip, there's already a software update, which I'm going to do straight after I'm done recording this footage. Now, it's very evident which one of these sounds a little bit better, a little bit crisper, a little better defined, and a little bit more rounded. And that is, of course, the PearlClip Pop. It is a slightly more premium variant, or should I say version, compared to the Pop Clip. The Pop Clip, I think, is fine for, if you're into casual listening and stuff, but maybe this is because I've just come off of very premium IEMs. I've just spent a lot of time with very premium IEMs for my last review, and I'm kind of acclimated to that. So I can hear a whole bunch of distortion coming from the Pop Clip. It's not the most enjoyable set of open ear style earphones or any kind of earphone that I've listened to. This definitely has a lot of distortion going on when you listen to it, whether high volumes or low volumes. It's not the cleanest sounding set of earphones, but I mean, it gets by. If you want a set of open earphones for podcasts or casual listening, I think it makes a lot of sense to go for that. It'll do that well. I mean, if there's not too much going on in the track, if it's not a dynamic track and there are fewer things happening. So if you're just talking about instrumentals, soft guitar music, piano music, just vocals for a cappella or just podcasts, the Pop Clip is great. The minute you start stacking more things, more instruments, more vocals, it's not able to handle all that. It's not a very capable set of earphones when it comes to handling dynamic tracks. When there's too much going on, it starts, breaking up. It's not able to handle that. So I'd say that's okay for casual stuff. The minute you want something more musical, the minute you want something that's cleaner, crisper, better defined, better roundedness in the lower frequencies, better definition there, or even more, you wanted to handle better rounded vocals, the PearlClip Pop is the way to go. That is definitely the more rounded of the two. It's sort of better postured in its overall delivery compared to the Pop Clip. I know I didn't say, I did say this was not going to be a comparison, but one thing I did realize is that these have turned out to be kind of similar in pricing after you do apply a discount code from Soundpeats. So before I go on to the price, let me just sum this up. Both of these earphones are, I think, great for open style earphones, but if you are somebody who knows that you are not going to use it for anything more than podcasts, just go for the Pop Clip. Don't spend the extra money on the PearlClip Pro. The PearlClip Pro is more for if you want to listen to more music, more serious stuff than the Pop Clip. If you're going to do a lot more than podcasts or soft instrumental stuff, go for the PearlClip Pro. It is definitely the better of the two on a sound front. Feature-wise, I'd say they're kind of similar, except that one has the touch controls, which is the Pro variant, and the Pop Clip, of course, just has that tactile button, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, all in all, both are fun to listen to. I've genuinely enjoyed using them at home with this open style. They're definitely both nice sets of earphones to listen to. And what's the best thing is that I have not had, the glitches I was expecting to have. The only glitches I faced were the Bluetooth ones with the Pop Clip, and it seems that Soundpeats has already pushed out this update for this. So if you do want to buy these, well, they do go for interesting prices, which are, the Pop Clip does go for $39.99. But there is a coupon code that Soundpeats has very kindly shared with me, which is valid for a certain amount of time. I will leave the information up here that you can punch in, and in the description below if you just want to copy it from there and place it to buy this. So $39.99 with the discount code, you will get it for $27.99, which is pretty cool. And the PearlClip Pro's regular price is $59.99, but after the discount, you can get it for $35.99, which I'd say is a very good deal for the PearlClip. Now, these are not available in India from the Amazon website, or I don't think Soundpeats has brought this for sale over here. But if you are abroad watching this video, you can buy it from the link provided below. Or if you even want to buy it in India, you can use it, buy it from the link provided below. Of course, all links are provided down below, of course. And I do hope that this video has given you a better understanding for these earphones, of course. And if you would like to support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning in for some sound advice.